Welcome to the best gambling show on the internet. This is the home of the money pick. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Week 2 over-unders to bet. Last week, do I need to say more? We were doing a Deion Sanders end zone dance with the over-unders. Let's get another huge week on to week 2. First game, Thursday night football. We got my Minnesota Vikings at the Philadelphia Eagles. Over, under 49. I'm going under. And I saw all the money seems to be going on over here. But there are some concerns, man. Eagles got a ton of injuries. Bradbury should be out. So that makes you think, okay, Justin Jefferson, Addison Kirk, they're going to do work. But on the other side of the ball, Dershaw's banged up. Looks like Bradbury won't play on the offensive line. And the Vikings are already having trouble protecting. We saw against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Kirk was hit early and often, and they just weren't able to get anything going running the football. I think this is more defensive than people think. And when you look at this Vikings defense, listen, we know the talent isn't high. We know they lost a bunch of players. But Brian Flores does add a little bit of magic, a little bit of aggressive energy to this defense. I really like this under 49, and out of respect for Hurts and that Eagles offense, it's not a money pick, but I absolutely love it for a Thursday night play. Next game, we got the Seattle Seahawks at the Detroit Lions. Over, under 47. Money, money, money. Money. Last week it was the unders, but I like the over 47 in this game. And I don't want to go back to last year's game. Remember that shootout? Both teams damn near got to the 40s. But I think we're going to see the Lions offense make a little bit of a statement. I think we're going to see them get that play action pass going that they got in the fourth quarter against the Chiefs. I think we're going to see the Lions run the ball early and often. That Seahawks defense struggled against the Rams. Matt Stafford carved them up, and there's no Cooper Kupp, but Stafford still did that thing to him. And on the other side of the ball, listen, I like the changes Detroit made on defense this offseason. Aaron Glenn seems to be coming in his own. But I do think we see a response from Geno. That wasn't good enough against the Rams. His wide receiving core is absolutely stacked. I think the Seahawks will be able to stay with the Lions in this game. Both teams get to the high 20s. I see like a 28-24 type score. I'm going over, make it a damn money pick. Next game, we got the Green Bay Packers. Love at the Atlanta Falcons. Over, under 40.5. I'm going under. And this is one that I went back and forth on. You do wonder, with Aaron Jones banged up, how much spice, how much mustard are the Packers able to add this game? And I love pretty much everything the Falcons defense did in the offseason. I feel like they're a better unit, and we saw it last week with Jesse Bates. But I'm going under here because I think both teams will run the ball a lot. And when both teams run the ball, we get fewer possessions. The game goes faster. I do think this game will have some big plays. Bijan Robinson will make a few, but I don't think we're going to get too much in the passing game. Look at what Ritter did last week. And I do think Jordan Love comes a bit back down to reality. I'm going under the 40.5. Next game, we got the Los Angeles Chargers at the Tennessee Titans. Over, under 45. I'm going over, but it's mostly because of Herbert and that golden arm of his. The early signs in Kellen Moore's era as offensive coordinator are positive. They did seem to push it down the field more. They had a brilliant run-pass balance with Herbert and Eckler. And you got to look at this Titans team. They are vulnerable against the pass. I know they had a good game against the Saints, but Carr still went for 300 yards. And when you face the Titans, you know you definitely don't want to run it at Jeff Simmons all day. That's not a good recipe. So I think we see the Chargers throw it 35 to 40 times in this game. On the other side of the ball, this is a Chargers defense that just seems clueless at times. Tannehill was absolutely pathetic at the Saints, so approach this with caution. But like I said, I still think the Chargers are weak in the spine of their defensive tackles and linebacker. Expect King Henry to have a good day. I'm going over the 45. Next game, we got the Chicago Bears, at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Over under 41. Money. I'm going under. I absolutely love this under. There's two reasons why. It seems like that Buccaneers defense has their mojo back. It feels like they're ready to die for the cause again. And you saw it last week against the Minnesota Vikings. They hit hard, they blitzed harder, and their secondary can cover with the best of them. The Bears defense needs to step up. That performance last week against the Packers is about as bad as it gets. I mean, even we're even seeing the coach call out their effort. I think we see a different vibe from the Bears. I think the Bears will try to run the ball more. I think Justin Fields will recover. But this has 2017 written all over it. I'm going under, making a damn money pick. Next game, we got the Baltimore Ravens at the Cincinnati Bengals. Over, under, 46.5. I'm going under. But I think Burrow responds. I think this Cincinnati Bengals offense comes in to put in work. I know this Ravens defense is tricky. I know they use a lot of exotics, and I know they can cover people. But I love this matchup from the Bengals. I think they can really throw the ball against the Ravens. But the reason why this is going under, I just did not like what I saw out of the Ravens against the Texans. And maybe I'm judging too much on week one. Maybe I'm wrong about this Monken offense he's importing for Lamar Jackson. I just didn't like anything. OBJ wasn't involved. Zay Flowers didn't look all that good. I'm going under. I think the Bengals not only finesse this game with Burrow passing, I think the Bengals come in and lay a physical jackhammer. Next game, we got the Indianapolis Colts at the Houston Texans. Over, under, 39.5. I'm going under. And this game, you got to love these two defenses. Both of these defenses played extremely hard last Sunday. And I know it didn't show in the result. It didn't show in the score. But the Colts offense turned it over so many times that the Jags were on the field the whole day. I feel like this Texans defense is going to come to play this game, and I think this is DeMeco Ryans' stamp. This is how he enters the NFL. I don't see the Colts getting over 14 and 17 points, and even though I am positive about Richardson and Stroud, both are limited, and both just seem to have limited options. I know Richardson has Pittman, and I know Tank Dell could be good for C.J. Stroud. Like I said, I just don't see enough there to help them. Both defenses are good. A lot of running the football. I'm going under the 39.5. Next game, we got the New York Giants at the Arizona Cards. Over, under, 39.5. I'm going over. And I think everyone is overreacting about the Giants. I felt like they would regress this year. And I felt like all last year was Dayball pulling rabbits out of the hat. And I know I'm right. but I think we see a more competent performance from the Giants offense. I know that Arizona defense showed some things against Sam Howell and the no-names, but this is a different type of test. And you got an Arizona offense. When you put in Dobbs, listen, I know he's not good at quarterback, and he probably shouldn't be starting in this league, but at least he had some juice. At least he's going to try something. And from what we saw, the Cardinals, they're at least going to be creative on offense. I think the Giants damn near get to the 30s. I see them getting like 27, 30. This will push towards over. Next game, we got the Las Vegas Raiders at the Buffalo Bills. Over, under 47. Money, money, money. Money, I'm going over. And the Raiders won us money last week. And credit to them for their performance. It was physical, it was gut-wrenching, and they did what they needed to do. But this Raiders secondary has issues, and I know they'll have a pass rush, and I know right tackle, right guard are big weaknesses for the Bills, and Max Crosby's going to be getting at Josh Allen. But this secondary really does have a difficult time covering. And we know what the Bills are going to do. They're going to throw it, and they're going to throw it some more. But on the other side of the ball, I think the Raiders can run the ball here. I think the Raiders have an opportunity to run the ball. I think Josh Jacobs is the fantasy player of the week. I could see him putting away 2 tutties. And one thing that worked really good for the Raiders last week was the play-action game. I think they can run it good enough to open up the play-action passes, and they still have Devontae Adams. And let's see how this Bills team, let's see how this Bills defense responds. I'm going over, making a money pick. I see like a 27. I see like a 30-point performance from the Bills, 20 points for the Raiders. I like it. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. The best gambling show on the internet. Love speaking with you guys. Next game, we got the San Francisco 49ers at the Los Angeles Rams. Over, under 44.5. I'm going under. And what Matt Stafford did last week was nothing short of an amazing. McVay had a great game plan. Akers was ready to run the ball up the middle. But there are limits to what you can do. I am not going to get here and tear down a brick wall. And that's kind of the problem with the Rams. This 49ers front is athletic, fast, and nasty. And you add Hargrave to this mix with Bosa. I just don't know how the Rams are going to be able to pass block. I don't know how they're going to be able to sustain drives. Maybe they have 1 or 2 good drives. But outside of that, I'm not seeing it. And when you look at the Rams on defense, they got Aaron Donald, and they had a really good scheme last week. I don't think the 49ers have a parade like they did last week against the Steelers on offense. I'm going under the 44.5. Next game, we got the Kansas City Chiefs, Mahomes, at the Jacksonville Jags. Over, under 51. Money, money, money. Money. I'm going over. Make it a damn money pick. And when these two teams get together, you know you're going to get some fireworks. I felt like Trevor Lawrence played good last week. And I love that Lawrence to Ridley combination. I think this can blossom into something that is top 10, top 8 in the league in terms of quarterback to wide receiver combinations. Chris Jones is back for the Chiefs defense. Let's see his conditioning. Let's see how ready he is to go at it. We hear Travis Kelce is starting to practice or getting close to practicing. I really like this money pick based on one thing. Does Travis Kelce play? I don't even need him to do much. He just needs to come out and be a decoy. If he's a decoy, I think that's good enough. I think Mahomes will respond. This Jags defense, they play tough, and we know Josh Allen is a great pass rusher, but they will let you down, and they just never can put together a full 4 quarters. That's a problem against the Chiefs, and like my catchphrase goes, when you say Chiefs, I say over, make it a money pick. Next game, we got the New York Jets at the Dallas Cowboys. Over, under 38.5. I'm going over, but I'm not betting this, and this is going to be a tough one. This Jets defense is damn good, and we saw that last week against the Bills, and I've been saying it all off season. I think they come in, and I think they play a competent physical game once again. I won't rule out the Jets defense forcing 2 or more turnovers from Dak Prescott. I will not rule it out. And the Cowboys, this Cowboys defense is damn good. But like I said, I think this game is going to be closer than the experts think. I don't think it's going to be 9.5, 8.5 like the spread showed. I think this goes down late. I think we see some scoring late that just barely pushes this above the over. I'm not betting this one. Next game, we got the Washington No-Names at the Denver Broncos. Over, under 39. I'm going under. And I think this game is going to be ugly. I think Sam Howell's going to have a big problem on his hands when he looks up and sees Pat Surtain Jr. roaming in that secondary. I think Sam Howell will struggle this game. I think this Denver defense will absolutely take this game by the scruff of the neck and knock this kid senseless. I like what the Broncos showed last week against the Raiders on defense. They came up a little bit short, but that's because of Russell Wilson and that offense. On the other side of the ball, listen, I already mentioned Russell America Wilson. He actually was decent against the Raiders. The problem is these receivers aren't getting enough separation. Maybe Jerry Jeudy will be back to help. Either way, this Commanders defense is no lightweight. I'm going under the 39. Really low, but I like the under. Next game, we got the Miami Dolphins. Tua at the New England Patriots. Over, under 46.5. Money. Over, make it a damn money pick. And let's start with the side of the ball you don't expect me to talk about. I think Mac Jones played well against the Eagles. And I think that is a big step forward. I think he gets way too much hate. We have to be realistic. The Patriots don't have a lot of weapons on offense. They don't have a lot of explosion on offense. But I think Mac Jones will be able to make some plays against the Dolphins defense. You could see Dolphins, Chargers in that game. You could see the players on the Dolphins were getting used to Vic Fangio's scheme. They haven't fully grasped the scheme yet. I think Mac Jones will take advantage of it. I'm not saying Mac Jones is bringing the Pats to 30 and pulling out the game, but I think he will be competent, and I think he'll get his team into the 20s. On the other side of the ball, do I need to say more? Tyreek the Thrill Hill, Jalen Waddle, Tua, and Mike McDaniel drawing up plays is all I need to say. And without Teron Armstead, Tua only got touched 2 times for no sacks. Rodgers got touched 3 times in like 6 snaps. So give the Dolphins offensive line some credit. I think they'll be able to handle Judon. I think they'll throw for over 300 pass yards. I'm going over. We'll see what the hoodie can do. Next game, Monday Night Football. We got the New Orleans Saints at the Carolina Panthers. Over, under 39.5. I'm going under. I think this is going to be a backyard type brawl, dog fight, whatever word you want to put in it. It really is going to be a 3-point game. I think this comes down to a late field goal. I actually think we see a lot of field goals this game. When you look at the Panthers, I really like this defense, man. I feel like they're good on all three levels. They'll be without J.C. Horn, which could be an issue against Thomas and Olave, but I think they'll hit Carr a lot. I'm worried about the Saints' offensive line, but on the other side of the ball, I'm worried about Frank Reich's scheme, and I'm worried about this wide receiving core for the Panthers. We don't know if DJ Chark is going to play, and I don't think Adam Thielen is quite enough for the young quarterback. I'm going under the 39.5. Last game, doubleheader on Monday Night Football. We got the Cleveland Browns at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Over, under 38.5. I think this goes over. I think this is going to be a really close game. And when games are extremely close, they tend to push over. Pickett's got to figure it out, right? I never bought into the Steelers hype with the 49ers pick last week. You could tell I wasn't buying into it. But when you got Pickens, when you got Najee Harris, it does seem like the Steelers improved the offensive line. They should be able to move the ball. I know Jim Schwartz added to this Browns defense is absolute firepower, but also the Browns should be able to put up points. The Steelers struggled last week stopping the run. And one low-key thing these last 3 or 4 years, I know everyone loves Watt. I know Tomlin is able to keep games close and help his defense. But the Steelers seem to get gassed by the run an awful lot. Nick Chubb is the wrong guy coming into town if that's an issue. I'm going over the 38.5. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share the videos. The best gambling show on the internet. Great to see all of you. Hit the like button.